Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight on the Now Bakersfield, homes across Kern County are getting picked up by millennials. Hear why the young group is focusing on Bakersfield and creating such a hot market. And do you know your numbers? Not your phone numbers, your health numbers. We'll tell you about a pilot program aimed at improving your health and saving lives. Plus, drivers could soon be seeing more stiff penalties for texting while behind the wheel. See what's being proposed. That's all ahead on the Now Bakersfield. Chris?
Here's what we have lined up for you today here on the Now. And we all know the struggle with prescription drug prices. The new effort by states to try to cap just how much we're paying. Plus, DNA test kits, they are all the rage right now, and they can be fun. But some people are uncovering some unexpected and shocking information about their families. We're going to look at the new support groups that are helping people cope with their new reality. Plus, online influencers with really professional videos, maybe about things like diet and fitness. Those can be really convincing. We're going to tell you just how many are turning out to not be credible sources and what you should be looking for to tell the difference.
Good evening. Kern County is seeing a major boom in the number of millennials buying up properties. A new report has found that Bakersfield is one of the top cities for people between the age of 21 to 37 because it's so affordable. The Now's Leslie Gooden spoke with realtors and millennials and joins us with a breakdown.
Michelle Oliver is a first-time millennial home buyer and says that the buyer's market in Bakersfield made her dream come true.
It was a good investment was to buy a home, and I like to see people my age catching on to that trend. You know, it was always my goal from a young age to own a home, and I never thought I'd be able to do it. And then you move to some place like Bakersfield where you're like, wow, this is feasible.
Oliver tells me she thinks that more millennials could be on their way here once they find out how affordable it is compared to other cities in California.
From renting an apartment here to buying a house, it wasn't much more expensive. And to me, it was the benefit of having my own space, not having, such close proximity to neighbors.
According to the National Association of Realtors report in 2017, millennials who recently moved to Bakersfield purchased almost 15% of homes listed compared to 4% in Los Angeles.
Say at least 20% of our buyers are young, in their 30s, late 20s. Getting started with their career here. Maybe they rented for a couple of years to feel it out, see if this is the right place for them.
With over a decade in this market, William Gordon of Watson Realty agrees that the millennials are coming here for location, affordability, and job opportunity.
You see as a lot of boomers are downsizing, and millennials who already own are buying their second home in that next tier, that 500,000 range.
Another new report out today shows it's nearly as cheap to buy a home here in Bakersfield compared to renting.
A lot of young professionals who move here to Bakersfield for various industries, especially oil and gas, agriculture, logistics, all the distribution centers, they find that home ownership is so affordable here that it's almost the same as renting.
Numbers show Bakersfield moved up to the 77th priciest city to rent last month. Just 1 month, the report states that a one-bedroom rent jumped by 5.4%, which was the largest monthly growth rate in the nation. Oliver believes that millennials will have a further impact towards the housing market.
Having your own piece of land and your own house to live in is exciting, and I think it's going to definitely help expand the market for people who are wanting to purchase homes.
For the Now, Leslie Gooden, 23 ABC.
The National Association of Realtors report also says 28% of Bakersfield residents are millennials. To take a look at the full report, just head over to our website, turn23.com. Do you know your blood pressure? How about your glucose levels? your weight, or your cholesterol. Today, health officials gave a presentation at the Kern County Board of Supervisors urging people to know your numbers. Back in August of 2018, the Kern County Board of Supervisors approved $10,000 from the Buttonwillow Foundation for the launch of the Know Your Numbers program. The program aims to prevent obesity and chronic illnesses like diabetes, which health officials say are rampant here in Kern County. Through the pilot program, health officials held 6 nursing stations for Buttonwillow residents, logging their health numbers for cholesterol and body fat. Their progress was tracked for 12 weeks, and at the end of the program, a majority of the people had improved their health. Officials say Kern County is in need of drastic help when it comes to health.
Kern ranks 56 out of 58 counties for deaths due to heart disease, or the 3rd worst county in California for our heart disease death rates. Kern ranks 58 out of 58 counties for our diabetes death rates, meaning you're more likely to die in Kern County than any other county in California from diabetes.
Health officials say 75% of adults in Kern County are considered overweight or obese. Officials say knowing your numbers can save your life, and you can't fix your health problems if you don't know what they are. State lawmakers are looking at adding a bit more bite to distracted driving laws by possibly adding points to your driving record. Under a new proposal, drivers would get a point added to their record if they're found to be using a cell phone while they're behind the wheel. Lawmakers say the state's current law is far too lax and lets drivers off the hook with a small fine for their first offense. Supporters of the new, more strict law say a $20 slap on the wrist is far too lenient for potentially putting other people's lives at risk.
Most adults who consider themselves safe drivers say I'd never get behind the wheel after drinking alcohol. Yet they don't think twice about picking up that smartphone to text or to email, to find a song, to program GPS. It's time to put a little more teeth in the penalties, that hopefully this will deter people from getting behind the wheel and thinking that they can safely multitask by using those smartphones while they're driving.
Supporters of the bill gathered today at the Capitol displaying 2 destroyed cars. One was the result of a DUI crash, while the other wrecked because of someone texting while driving, saying it's hard to tell which is which. One woman who attended today's rally was involved in a texting and driving crash back in 2017, saying these crashes are 100% preventable.
Be alive, I should have died in the crash. The odds were not in my favor, but I did survive. So, even everybody who thinks that they're good at it, it's not worth it. It just takes a few seconds of not looking at the road to completely change someone's life, a split second.
According to a recent AAA survey, 10% of California adult drivers say they always or frequently use their smartphone while driving, even if they know it's against the law.
Whistleblowers say a pharmaceutical company's shady practices contributed to one of the biggest drug price increases in history. Whistleblowers saying Questcor Pharmaceuticals, now called Mallinckrodt, well, they bribed doctors and their staff to push sales of a gel that's used to treat infant seizures and other disorders. That gel, back in the year 2000, it cost $40. Today, it costs $39,000 a vial. The Justice Department is now involved in this case. Well, when a drug that you need to survive suddenly shoots up in price, that can mean some really difficult decisions. And Annie Taylor's here with how one state is stepping in to help.
Maryland is about to become the first state to create a prescription drug price review board. So 5 people on the board would review drugs that fall into these categories. Generics that go up by at least 200%, brand name drugs that increase by at least $3,000, or new drugs that cost at least $30,000 for a year of treatment. Now, they could then set caps on the prices, but it would only affect what public agencies will pay. And we're talking about government employees as well as places like public hospitals. Maryland has inspired at least 3 other states, Nevada, Maine, and Massachusetts, to consider similar prescription drug boards. They'll have their work cut out for them. The Wall Street Journal reports that in 2018 alone, at least 25 prescription drugs came on the market at prices over $30,000 for a year of treatment.
All right, Annie, thank you. And Amazon unveiling another new partner today in their plan to deliver faster and more secure. Anyone with newer Ford and Lincoln vehicles can get packages delivered to their cars. GM and Volvo have similar agreements with Amazon. And just last week, Amazon announced with an $80 device, it can open your garage and drop packages off there. All right, let's get back to our lineup. And DNA test kits, they are all the rage right now. They're really popular, and they can be fun. But for some people, they're uncovering some unexpected and shocking information about their families. we're going to tell you how people are now turning to new support groups to help deal with their new reality. DNA test kits have become popular in just the last couple of years, with people wanting to learn more about their ancestry and genetic makeup. But the rise in their popularity, it has led to some unexpected results, revealing family secrets many people just are not prepared for. Corey Rangel showing us how surprise DNA results are leading to DNA support groups.
Kelly Lang thought it would be fun to use a DNA testing kit to find out what part of the world her ancestors came from. She did not expect the results to turn her world upside down.
I learned that the man that I thought was my biological father is not my biological father, and don't know who is.
Both parents who raised her died before she got the shocking results, leaving Kelly with anguishing questions and a feeling her mother betrayed her.
There was a lot of time she had that she could have told me the truth, but she chose not to. And for that, I can't forgive her.
This kind of family drama is playing out around the world. Kelly found a support group for help processing the information.
Knowing that you're not alone and that there's other people in this situation.
The organization, NPE, Not Parent Expected, Friends Fellowship, is a nonprofit designed specifically to offer emotional support to those impacted by unexpected DNA test results.
We're turning our mess into a message. We want families to heal.
Catherine St. Clair started the group after she also found out that her biological father was not the man who raised her.
This is just like a death in the family. I feel like a part of me died.
The women are not alone. Catherine says in less than 2 years, they have more than 5,300 members from 44 countries, each with their own story.
We have those that are the result of an affair or a one-night stand or an assault. We have some who are the result of donor conception, and they never knew that the dad that raised them wasn't their dad and that the parents had gone to a clinic.
For Kelly, she now hopes to use her DNA test results to find out who her biological father is so she can get a better idea of who she really is.
a puzzle made up of all different things, and I would like to put that together. I feel like half of me is missing.
DNA test revealing how family secrets can't always stay secret forever. I'm Corey Rangel reporting.
Wow, Corey, thank you. Well, today is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. Shelters across the country trying to get families to adopt and ultimately save a life. According to the ASPCA, more than 6 million animals were euthanized in 2016 in shelters. Now, you may be thinking that if you're saving an animal's life, that there's no real cost associated with that. Now, sometimes that is the case, but oftentimes you will need to pay a fee. It can vary, but ultimately it will benefit the cat or dog that you're adopting because the cost is really for things like vet exams, microchips, spaying or neutering, or other vaccinations and treatments. And if a pet, maybe it's just not in the cards for you right now, you can still help with donations. There's a nonprofit called Best Friends Network that's helping shelters and rescue groups get pets adopted. They help pay adoption fees, and you can also chip in on bestfriends.org.
Well, it's a holiday. You might be shocked to look out your window and see your neighbor celebrating. This weekend is World Naked Gardening Day. According to a study on LawnStarter.com, Bakersfield has been ranked the best place to celebrate gardening in the Buff. The reason we ranked number one? Well, because we have the best weather conditions for the holiday, which falls on Saturday, May 4th. If you're going to celebrate gardening in the nude this weekend, may the force be with you, and remember to wear your sunblock. All right, let's take a live look at downtown Bakersfield, talking about that gorgeous weather we had it today. And Allison, we know we're talking about those great temperatures, but you're also tracking a fire at this hour, right?
Yeah, we are seeing a vegetation fire that just started north of Bakersfield. Crews are on scene of a brush fire. We can see near Woody Road. That's actually close to the Five Dogs shooting range. And air support has been called in along with the dozer, and fire officials are saying that this brush fire is estimated 25 acres in size and has a moderate range of speed. And we've been seeing this because of the strong winds that we are tracking across the county at this hour. So here in Bakersfield, 16-mile-per-hour winds, but some of those strongest are actually going to be in our mountain and desert cities. 18-mile-per-hour winds in Tehachapi, 21 in California City right now. So we will continue to update you on these wind speeds as well as that fire as we get more information to us here in the newsroom. But these strong winds do bring up a wind advisory that actually has been extended from the one yesterday that is impacting the Kern County desert as well as in our mountain cities in the Tehachapi area. So that means gusts could be reaching up to 50 miles per hour and could cause to some downed trees as well as power lines. So that's something that we will be tracking. Now that wind advisory is in effect until midnight tonight, and then wind speeds are going to be calming down nicely. But thankfully, due to that fresh onshore flow, air quality is going to be back to the good range. So today we were moderate, but tomorrow we will have an AQI of 47, but temperatures are going to be warming as we head into the rest of the work week, actually tracking a warming and drying trend that will be starting tomorrow, continuing through at least Saturday. You can see sunny, clear skies on Thursday with the high of 84, but then slowly warming to the upper 80s. Thankfully, it doesn't look like we are going to be hitting 90s in this warming trend. Then we'll be cooling down on Sunday, continuing into early next week. That does bring up our next chance to see rain across the county. It looks like the best chance going to be in our mountain communities. Chris?
Well, let's start the news feed. More schools are taking a look at how they may have benefited from slavery. University of Cambridge in the UK is launching a 2-year study. Recently, Georgetown here in the U.S., the students there voting to pay reparations to the descendants of slaves sold to pay off school debts. Southwest Airlines may be feeling the impact of the Boeing 737 MAX jets problems because the airline dropped 2 places in a new passenger satisfaction survey. The airline had to ground planes after the 2 deadly Boeing crashes. It's now the 3rd best airline in that survey behind JetBlue and Alaska Airlines. Senator Bernie Sanders giving his thoughts on what Disney should pay its employees. The senator says the company should give all of its profits from the new Avengers movie that's just killing it at the box office to lower-level workers instead of executives. Now, recently, Roy Disney's granddaughter said that Disney just pays its executives too much money. A sea of strollers storming the U.S. Capitol. Their aim is to get the attention of Congress, asking lawmakers for policy changes to make children and working families a priority. Our Nicole Vowell was there.
It's a push one stroller at a time. for change when it comes to children and families. This storm of strollers, babies, mothers, and fathers are rallying for Congress to
think babies. Think babies. All right.
And act to get working class Americans the help they need to raise stronger families.
We're rallying so Congress can hear us.
People are here from all 50 states. 26-year-old mother of two, Casey Warpasinski, traveled from the small town of Smithville, Tennessee. Her focus, quality and affordable child care.
Not a lot of people like myself have help with their children, so I finally buckled down, got child care. The cost was outrageous.
Casey says she's paid up to $800 per month per child for daycare. As a working mother, she says that cost just isn't sustainable.
But when your daycare bill is twice as much as your rent bill, there's a problem.
Other families are here pushing for better paid parental leave, better health care, and more access to quality nutrition. Making some noise and meeting with Congress members to ensure they do all they can to help future generations thrive.
And I feel like as of now, they could do better. They could do more for the children.
In Washington, D.C., I'm Nicole Vowell reporting.
All right, Nicole, thank you. And a big employee recruiting company now apologizing for a job ad that wasn't only racially biased, it was illegal. People spotted the job posting for Signet Systems online and called it out for this description. You can see it for yourself. Seeking someone, quote, preferably Caucasian. Now that struck a nerve with the woman who called the company out on Twitter.
I can empathize. You know, I'm a woman in tech, which has its own challenges, even being white. But I don't want to see anyone be treated that way.
Now, the company says the employees who posted the preferably Caucasian ad, they have been fired. Employee discrimination based on race, gender, religion, or national origin is illegal. All right, let's check back in with our lineup here. And you just can't trust everything you see online. We already kind of know that. But influencers with really professional videos about things like diet and fitness, they can be convincing. But coming up next on The Now, just how many of those are turning out to not be credible sources and what you should be looking for to tell the difference. Now, we are in the middle of a movement to tackle false information online, and now researchers are taking a harder look at social media influencers, and Annie Taylor's here with that.
You know, you can't trust everything you see online, but what about those videos and pictures that come from people with thousands of followers? Well, they look so good that they become pretty convincing. A UK research team looked at some of the country's most popular influencers on social media, talking about fitness and diet. Now, they looked at people with 80,000 or more followers from all over the world. They found a majority aren't putting out credible information, meaning they may be making nutrition and weight management claims that are more opinions than actual facts. Only a registered nutritionist with a degree passed the researchers' test. So here's one example of something to watch out for.
Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full day of eating because I know you guys love these and I love them too.
In Texas, the Attorney General is looking into complaints made against that popular fitness influencer you just heard from that was selling workout and nutrition plans. People say the plans weren't customized and they weren't getting full refunds. So who can you trust then? Licensed professionals, that's who. More doctors are starting to get on social media to combat misinformation and form groups to offer patient support outside of office hours. There's a global initiative underway to dispel health myths by influencers and replace it with credible professionals. So check out #VerifyHealthcare to find some of those professionals to follow.
All right, Annie, thank you. And look, plenty of people are happy with LASIK, but if you're second guessing that procedure, we found another option that doesn't require surgery. Some people now wearing hard contacts at night to give them 20/20 vision in the morning. We're going to talk about how that works and who this may be a good fit for. We're going to get into all of that tomorrow here on The Now.
And coming up after the break, we had a gorgeous day. Picture perfect temperatures, how long they're sticking around, and when we're warming back up after the break.
Crews are on scene of a brush fire that is burning north of Bakersfield near the Five Dogs shooting range, close to Famoso and Highway 65. Now crews have started water drops on that fire, which is about 25 acres, and that all started from the strong winds that we are seeing. Thankfully, temperatures were cooler than average today, but they will continue to warm as we head into the rest of the work week.
Other than that, comfortable day, looking for more comfort tomorrow. That's going to do it for us on the Now Bakersfield. We'll keep you updated on that fire online at turnto23.com.